Alrighty, good morning, Noodlers. This is Paul Romero with the House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 60, a milestone for us here, number 60 of these things. And we're only doing them 3 days a week, so that's quite a number of time that we've been putting out this information for you guys. This is Friday, December 19th, 2014, only 1 week before Christmas. And I just want to give everybody a heads up that we will be doing Hangouts next week. Obviously, Christmas is on a Thursday and New Year's Day is on the following Thursday, so we won't be doing Hangouts on either Thursday or Friday of the week. We'll do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, there's no reason why New Year's Day in the morning you can't come here for your ninja tactic information, and there's no reason why on New Year's Eve in the morning you cannot do the same thing. I can fully understand Christmas and New Year's Day. Obviously, you're going to be opening presents on Christmas, and you're going to be hanging around with your hangover on New Year's Day. So we don't want to disturb any of that. So, and then the Friday, you know what? We're going to be setting you up here. At the end of the year, we're going to be setting you up here to take a lot of your free time that you have over these next 2 weeks and to not spend it all, frivolously doing nothing, and give you some real projects here to, propel yourself into 2015, okay? So we're going to give you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, both weeks, to allow yourself to give yourself the maximum amount of time to devote towards putting this together. Now, because I'll tell you what, right now, I want you, one of the things that we're going to have you do is look back on 2014, because obviously the only way to move forward and advance is to look back and see what's happened and find your strengths and weaknesses and improve upon them. So that's the first thing that we're going to have you do. And then obviously we're going to have you project forward. And if you're going into 2015, if you don't have this one main goal in mind, you are in trouble. This needs to be pretty much everybody's one main goal for the next year, every year, okay? And that is to earn more money, period, bottom line, okay? You have to be earning more money year after year after year, because economy, inflation, everything that's catching up around you, nothing in this world ever stands still, okay? Everything is made of energy, and everything is constantly moving. And there's only two directions that it can be moving. It's either moving forward or it's moving backward. It's either going forward or it's falling behind, okay? So if you are thinking that, hey, look at me now, end of 2014, and you know what? I'm making the same exact amount of money that I was making last year. I'm doing pretty darn good here. Not losing nothing. Well, you're wrong. You're losing. You're going backwards, okay? Because 2014 has surpassed, where it was in 2013. And you are still at the same level. So if you're here and 2013's here, and now we're at the end of 2014, and 2014 is now here, guess what? That's all you got left. You've lost. Your earning power is less. That's the concept you really, really, really need to get into your head in understanding that each and every year, you can have other goals, but your number one financial goal, you can have spiritual goals, you can have emotional goals, and you can have relationship goals, and you can have those kind of goals as well too. But your number one financial goal every year needs to be to earn more money. All right. And if you think I'm crazy, I'll give you a little test right here, right now. Okay. You're all going to go out shopping this week because Christmas is Thursday, and you know darn well you ain't got enough food in the house, even though Friday there's going to be a mountain of leftovers and the fridges are going to be stuffed to the gills. But so you're all going to be out shopping. Here's a little test. Okay. Make yourself a list of 10 items that you, maybe more if you want, but let's just say 10 items, food related items, household items, maybe cleaning products, whatever, and or maybe like things like bathroom toiletries, bedding items. Maybe you want to look at a pair of sheets for the bed or something like that. food items, household items. Your paper products is a good one. Toilet papers, paper towels, things like that. Um, Pick out like 10 items that you guys use on kind of a regular basis. Think about things that you're using every day. You're eating every day. You're using cleaning products every day. You're sleeping in the bed every day. You need pillowcases. You're using bath um, personal hygiene products. Just randomly pick out 10 different types of items of these sorts of commodities. These are things you need to live, right? These are things you're going to be regularly spending some of your money on. And when you go out shopping, write down the price of each and every one of these items at the store that you will be probably shopping at next year as well, too. The same store. You've got to use the same store, obviously. And don't write down, the today's sale price, and don't write down the BOGO price, and don't write down the if you buy 10 or more price. Write down the regular price. If there was nothing going on, if you didn't have the club card, none of those things, what were they charging for that item? Okay. Do that. Take that list home, put it away somewhere in a drawer, file cabinet, or whatever, someplace where it's not going to get lost. And I want you next year, 1 week before Christmas, to pull that list out, take it with you shopping, and write down the prices again. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. Okay. I mean, just think about the price of a dozen eggs. What is it now? $4 and something cents for 12 eggs. I mean, honestly, it seems like 2 years ago, maybe it's been a little bit longer, but it seems like, $2.39, $2.69 for a dozen eggs. For something now, that's almost doubled. It's insane. All right. Do you think if whenever the eggs were, maybe it was 3 or 4 years ago, I don't know, but let's just say, okay, 2, 3, 4 years ago, when eggs were $2.59 a dozen, and you were making $50,000 a year, and now eggs are $4 a dozen, and you're making $53,000 a year. Do you really think that little bit of $3,000 increase, that whopping $3,000 increase, is making up for the difference of those eggs that have nearly doubled in price? Your income hasn't nearly doubled, but the eggs have. It's crazy. You're going backward, okay? You've got to have a number one financial goal each and every year to earn more money, okay? And I'm not talking, you've got to at least keep pace with inflation. If the eggs went up, if the eggs go up from $4.19 this year to $4.49 this year, I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Maybe it's a 20% increase. Okay. Your income needs to go up 20%. You need to at least keep pace. If you're not keeping pace, you're going backwards. You're losing traction. You're losing ground. This game of life is getting away from you. And, you got to look at that. You can't sit there and think, hey, I'm making a couple $1,000s more than I was last year. I'm doing great. Compare what things cost at this time last year to how much more you're making, and figure out the percentage differences. And if you're not at least keeping pace on the percentage difference, you're in trouble. Okay, this is how people go through life, thinking they have this wonderful job, that they're going to be set. Starting out at $50,000 a year, 30 years from now, I'll be making $80,000. That's a huge increase over a 30-year period, but it's not. Okay. The eggs today at $4, but in 30 years from now, they're going to be costing you, I don't know, $20, $20 per dozen eggs. You've made a 35% increase, and the eggs have made 4 times as much. It doesn't match up. Okay. There's a statistic out there that over 90% of Americans will pass away, will die with less than $1,000 in their bank account. More than 90%. I think it's even higher. I think it's more than 95%. That's crazy. Okay. And why? Because everything is constantly shrinking. The longer you walk the face of this planet, the less you have. That's why you have to be continually figuring out, thinking, how can I earn more money next year? And that's got to be your number one goal. Put that at 2015 December 20th. Goal: be earning more money. Figure out how much more. I mean, seriously. I mean, you probably want to be earning no less than 20% more. So figure out what 20% more is. If you're making $50,000, 20% more, I don't know, say it's $60,000. You don't want to be making $52,000 next year. You need to be making $60,000 next year. How can I do that? That's where now you have to work your way backwards. How can I do that? Figure out, fill in the gaps. Okay, that's one of your projects for the next 2 weeks. First of all, you're going to go back. Project number one: go backwards, review 2014 in detail. Okay, look at how much money you're making, how much money you're making at the start of it, how much money you're making at the end of it. Look at the what you're doing. Do you have a job? Do you have a business? Whatever it is that you're doing, how are you earning this income? Where's it coming from? How much time are you putting in to getting it? What are you doing with the money? Where's it going? How much is left? What do you have for savings? All these things. Analyze everything. Figure out what was I doing well in order to maybe at one point in time you did get an increase in pay, or your business increased its earning power a little bit at some point in time. Hey, look at that. Analyze that period of time. What was going on? What was I doing right? What are the good things that were working here? If there's a long stretch of nothingness or maybe a fall off, hey, what was going on here? What went wrong? What's not happening in this area that needs to be fixed, that needs to be done better? Where did I excel? What were my weaknesses? Where could I improve myself? Where could I improve my weaknesses? Where can I what happens? I mean, yeah, I was very good at this, but what happens if I get just a little bit better at that? What do I like to do? What do I don't like to do? How can I get some of this don't like to do stuff off my plate? So really, really, really go in detail, in depth, and look at 2014 and get yourself a whole notepad and title it 2014 in review, and start all the way back from January. Do page one, do a quick little overview. 6 or 7 categories, earnings, benefits, positives, negatives, pluses and minuses, just all of these things. Make yourself a list, and then go in further and break them down, and really, really, really analyze 2014, because like I said, you're never going to progress forward if you don't understand where you've come from. That's the thing. Awareness is the first step of change. And so you have to become aware of what you've happened, what you've done, what you're doing, where you're at, all of those things, before you can try to improve upon them and change them. Secondarily, take the next step, project forward. As I said, no less than 20% increase on your income from now until the end of 2015, no less than 20%. All right. And you need to look at that, figure out what that number is, make that your goal, set it December 20th, 2015, and start working your way backwards and start figuring out, okay, where do I need to, where should these incremental increases come from? 20%, how much is that? Okay, it's $10,000. So 4 times a year here, I need to increase my income by $2,500. So January, February, March 20th, I need to be making, $2,500 more. March, April, May, June 20th, I need to be making, another $5,000 more. So set the goals up, break it down, then start analyzing 2014, the things that you were doing, and figure out, okay, where can I make an improvement here within this first 3 months, the first quarter here? Where can I make an improvement in what happened in the first quarter of last year, that we can get this going? Or look at the overall. Okay, say, hey, we did make some improvement here, but we didn't make any improvement here. In fact, we even got worse here. Okay, so let's focus on maybe where we got worse at. Let's at least get that back up to speed. Let's do that first. This this is all up to you. I mean, I'm just giving you random thoughts and processes here, but it's going to be up to you to kind of figure out where and what is most important to propel you in the direction that you want to go. So, I mean, I can't look into your life right now and figure out that for you. So you're going to have to figure that out for yourself. But I'm just going to give you some random thought processes to run through your mind to figure out what those are. Okay. So that's really kind of your project here for the remainder of this year, is to analyze 2014 and set your goals, set your platform, so to speak, for 2015, because you'll never end up where you want to go if you have no idea how to get there. You know what I mean? You could sit there and go, you know what? I'm going to go to Lake Minnetonka today. And you could start walking out your front door and you have no idea where Lake Minnetonka is. And you know what? You'll never get there. You gotta have a map, right? You have to know, oh, here's my house right here. Okay, if I go from here up around this way and across this bridge and over here and hike around this little building and across the valley, and bam, there's Lake Minnetonka right there. I know how to get there now, right? You can get there. That's what we're talking about here. Build yourself a map of 2015. How to increase your earnings. Number one financial goal should be for each and every person on this planet, not necessarily just on this call or on this hangout. All right. Next week, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to get into the time frames again. We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday only. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right. We don't normally do Tuesday, but we're not having a Friday, so we're going to jam pack all three into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And like I said, I know it's Christmas Eve, but it's 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in it's not. It's 8 o'clock in the a.m. Yes, it's 8 o'clock in the a.m. on Christmas Eve. 8 o'clock Arizona Mountain Standard Time, USA. You know what? Hey, everybody else is sleeping. There's no reason for you not to be here on Wednesday, okay? Let's see you there on Wednesday. Tuesday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll kind of get this set up a little bit more. That's your major. I want you to think about that over the weekend. Maybe get this thing started even. Your review and your projection for 2015. And hopefully you have some of this at least started out. You got 2 days here. Work on it a little bit. Get an idea in your head and start figuring a little bit of this out. And by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, we'll get this outlined a little more clearly for you, give you a little bit more direction on how to put this together. So that's all I got for today, guys. I know that's not really a whole lot of, wholesaling real estate information, but in reality, you know what? If wholesaling real estate is, whether it be your business or your hobby, whatever you want to do, if you want to make this, your road to financial freedom, or you just want to pick up a few extra $1,000s a year, hey, you know what? Guess what? If you want to make an extra $10,000 next year, maybe wholesaling real estate is your answer. Get out there, flip a couple of properties, bam, increase your income, 10 grand. You can very easily, I think in the course of a year, without a whole lot of effort, in your spare time, flip a couple of properties, 2, maybe 3 throughout the year, earn yourself anywhere from, 3 to maybe as much as even $15,000-$20,000 on each property. You know what I mean? Each property. You could set your goal at 10 grand and go, whoa, 3 places I made 10 grand on each one. I made 30 grand this year. I tripled what I was hoping for. Who knows? It's a crapshoot. You never know what kind of leads you're going to get. You never know what kind of deals you're going to pull down. You might pull down a base hit. You might smack a grand slam out of the park. You never know. All right. And if you're doing just a few deals a year like that to pick up some extra income to increase that earning power of yours, well, you know what? Hey, you got to figure you could probably pull at least a $3,300 average to increase your income by 10 grand. that's gonna give most people a 20% increase without doubt. You know, some people it might give them a freaking 50% increase. Okay, so wholesale real estate is just one way. There's plenty of other ways, plenty of other things that you could do in your spare time that doesn't take a lot of time and effort, but it does take time and effort. That's the one thing. Okay, you have to be willing to put in the work. You know, that's the whole thing. If you're not willing to open your mind to learning some new things, if you're not willing to, give up a few things, maybe your favorite TV show every Friday night at 8 o'clock, whatever it is, if you're not willing to give up a few things, if you're not willing to suffer now in order to, you know, um, have something better later, because that's really what it's all about. You can either slough along in your comfort zone right now, thinking, "Hey, everything's great. This is all cool. I'm in a good place. I don't need to, do anything to improve anything, and I can just float along and be happy now." Well, you can either have happiness now and you can suffer later, because as I said, it's going to catch up with you and it's all shrinking. So if you want to be content now, you're going to suffer later. If you want to turn that around, you want to put yourself through a little bit of suffering right now, give up a few things, change a few things that you're doing, learn some things, put some time into some education, some self-development, some learning and growing and all of these things, and do a little bit of suffering now in your life. It's going to pay off down the road where you have something better later. I mean, pain now or pain later. That's your choice. And if you're choosing pain later, you're choosing suffrage later. You know what? We can't help you. If you want to choose suffer now for better later, come on board, baby. Propertynoodlers at gmail.com. If you want to pick up some extra cash for 2015, wholesaling real estate is a great way to do it. Very easily, not a lot of time, and and like I said, if this is, if you're looking for an avenue that leads to the road to financial freedom, wholesale and real estate is that as well too. So whatever it is that you're looking for, guys, send us an email, propertynoodlers@gmail.com. Got to throw it out there one more time. We are definitely looking for at least one more, possibly back to be looking for two more. Not sure about one of our guys here now anymore, but possibly looking for two more, but definitely at least looking for one more local Phoenix area noodler. And we are most certainly looking for an out of a remote location, another metropolitan city, someone else who's interested in, starting a wholesale business that, wants to jump right into making it happen without wasting time, to build your business in that city under the Property Noodlers outline. Join our team as a remote affiliate or a remote associate, I should say, and let's build what we've got going on here where you're at over there. That's what we want to do. We want to expand this out to a number of cities. And so if you're in somewhere else than Phoenix right now, and this is all exciting to you, send us an email. Let's get you started. It's not difficult. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of opportunity with our program and with this team. 2015, this is going to explode. And so this is a ground floor opportunity to get in right now and get your foot in the door, get established, get some groundwork in place. And as other people start joining up and coming in, you can just rise to the top and stay. All you got to do is stay ahead of the pace, and you can rise to the top. And this could be something very spectacular, life-changing opportunity for you. So there you have it. Two more noodlers in Phoenix, at least one noodler, another location, wherever you're watching from in the U.S. We want you, man. We want you. Send me an email. All right, guys, we're out of here. And I'm going to end this with the Napoleon Hill prayer, which says, "O universe, I ask not for more riches. I ask for more wisdom, which with to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, so that I may, are consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire, including much more income in 2015. All right, guys, see you Monday.